Hi, my name is Sebastian. I'm the executive chef here at Bar Blanc. We are located at 142 West 10th Street between Greenwich Avenue and Waverly Place. Bar Blanc is an American bistro here in the West Village. We have beautiful food. We do very sustainable food, very clean, fresh food, in a beautiful setting. We have a lovely bar scene, very neighborhood feel. Today I'd like to prepare a couple of our signature dishes. For the first one being our wild, sustainable Scottish halibut, served with cauliflower, grapefruit confit, and king oyster mushrooms. The second being our main dayboat scallops with house-cured lardo and curried carrots. This is a beautiful fish. It's completely sustainable. It's a wild halibut, directly from Scotland. As you can tell, it's a very small fish for a halibut. No, the fact this fish comes from Scotland, which means it's coming from very cold waters, which means it's got a really high fat content to keep it warm, which means it's really rich, full flavored fish, and it's actually so nice that you can serve this completely raw if you want. We don't. We cook it, keep the skin on because it's got a beautiful skin that crisps up really nicely. Just gonna take a nice little portion of our beautiful Scottish halibut here. This dish we serve with a puree of cauliflower, some cauliflower florets, king oyster mushrooms, which we cook for about 12 hours at a really low temperature in oil so they get really tender and juicy, and confit of grapefruit zest. So here we have the cauliflower puree, which is based on cauliflower, cream, butter, and that's about it. I'm gonna put a little just a touch of oil in the pan here. Take our halibut, skin side down. Try to get that skin super crispy, so we're going to pretty much cook this fish all the way on the skin side. Got another little pot here, we're going to put a little bit more oil. These are the king oyster mushrooms. They're usually a larger mushroom, where we just cut them down in little pieces. You can see they get nicely caramelized from the slow confit we give them. Put those in the pan. I'm going to give them a little bit of more color on them, and just to heat them through while the halibut is cooking. So we have the oyster mushrooms cooked a little bit. We're going to add cauliflower florets, which have just been blanched, cooked in a little bit of salted water so they're just tender, and our grapefruit confit, as well as just a little nugget of butter. The halibut's coming along. Like I said before, this halibut is served. We can serve this completely raw, sashimi dish if you want. So we're not going to cook this fish all the way through. It's going to keep a nice medium rare, medium side inside. It's going to be super juicy and delicious. Make sure our puree is nice and hot. Just place this right in the center of our plate. Take our little vegetable mix. You can see how beautiful and shiny and glossy it is. We'll finish it with a nice pinch of just torn basil leaves. A few drops of highly concentrated basil oil. I cook all my fish quickly, mostly on the stove top, and I never season before, I always season after. I find that it doesn't draw out any moisture, keeps everything as crisp and as beautiful as possible. On the menu, this is our wild, sustainable Scottish halibut with king oyster mushrooms, grapefruit confit, cauliflower, and almond. Another signature dish we do here at Bar Blanc is a beautiful scallop. These are main dayboat scallops. They're absolutely phenomenal, firm, beautiful, as fresh as you can get them. And we serve them really simply with just a little bit of carrots that have been diced, blanched, tossed with some Madras curry powder, a little bit of house-cured lardo, which is the back fat from a pork, which we then cure for about a week in salt, sugar, peppercorns, thyme, and bay leaves. They hang out for about a week. and then it gets hung in the fridge for another 2 weeks till it sets through. It's beautiful. It's just pure fat, but because it's been cured so long, it doesn't actually render out completely, so it stays as a coherent piece of fat, and it melts beautifully in your mouth, and it just enriches this dish unbelievably. Take our beautiful dayboat scallops. I'm gonna give them a nice sear. There's a lot of residual sugar in these, so they're gonna get an unbelievable color on them. Because these are so fresh, they take 2 to 3 minutes to cook. They're unbelievably quick. We don't want to cook them all the way through. You're gonna lose all the moisture and texture. This dish also comes with a beautiful puree of lettuce. So it's just lettuce leaves, which get cooked really quickly, just a touch of honey. And then get blended with a little bit of butter, shallots, and garlic. Once we have a nice sear on the scallops, give them a turn. Just before we put it in the oven, we're just going to add our curried carrots and our lardo to the pan. We'll put this in the oven here, a low oven, very low oven, for just about a minute. While the scallops are cooking, I'm going to heat through my lettuce puree. Just going to go the bottom of our plate here. As you see, the lardo has cooked, but it's still completely translucent, and in one piece. It won't render out any further than that. We're just going to season everything in the pan very well. Scallops a quick turn. Season the other side. And everything, we're going to glaze all this with a little bit of a lemon vinaigrette, olive oil, and lemon juice, just to give it a nice little brightness. We'll take our curried carrots and our lardo. It's going to go on the bottom of our plate in our lettuce broth. These are 2 beautiful Maine dayboat scallops right on top. Here we have just a little bit of it's just brown butter that we've cooked till it's become very, very nutty. A beautiful nutty flavor. We're just going to give it a quick buzz. You don't want too much of this. You don't want to enrich it. I'm just going to add a dash of brown butter to round it out. Here on the menu at Bar Blanc, we have Maine dayboat scallops with house-cured lardo, curried carrots, bib lettuce broth, and brown butter. Not only do you have to come there for a full meal here at Bar Blanc, you are more than welcome to come and sit at the bar, have a little snack and a cocktail. Bar Blanc opens at 5:30 every day. We're open till 11 during the week, 11:30 Fridays and Saturdays. Go to our website barblanc.com to check out any specials we have and our full menu. I'd like to welcome everybody to Bar Blanc, and I look forward to seeing you soon.